Hey everyone, Dan and Alyssa back for another Disney dining review.
We're headed back to a favorite of ours, to Chef Art Smith's. We have not done Chef Art Smith's for lunch or dinner since like towards the beginning of our review, so it's been a while, and we wanted to go see if it's as good as we remember.
We did brunch not that long ago, maybe a year ago or so.
Yeah.
But if you go back and you look, it was lunch when we did the first dining review for Chef Art Smith's Homecomin. I had this giant bushy beard. So this was over 3 years ago when we reviewed it. And tonight we are taking our kids with us for dinner. So the goal here is to try dishes that we haven't tried either before or at least on that dining review. So there's a couple things that we have had before because we've eaten here a bunch, not on dining reviews, but we definitely want to try a few things that we did not have on that first dining review.
Yes, although my beverage is going to stay the same because I really like the moonshine mash there, and I don't get that very often, and so I want to see if it holds up to as good as it used to be.
All right, so what kind of things are on the menu for dinner at Chef Art Smith's Homecomin?
Oh my goodness, you have everything from fried chicken to different like fish meals to there's one thing that I was kind of looking at that's like a spin on a piccata, like a chicken piccata. There's fried chicken and donuts. There's different salads. There's just hush puppies, fried pickles, all the Southern cooking that you can imagine.
This is Southern home cooking at its finest. So we really love this place. I particularly love brunch here, but I am excited to go back and give dinner a go. Whenever we go here outside of dining reviews, we try to go during brunch time. That's a really hard reservation to get, but it's also really fantastic. But don't sleep on lunch and dinner because they do have very good things here. I am working myself into quite the appetite. Are you ready to go check out Chef Art Smith's Homecomin? Let's do this. We have arrived, and we did get drinks. So Leslie got the same thing she always gets here, which is the moonshine mash. She talked about.
Excited.
My goodness. I have got an old fashioned, which I have never gotten here before. I'm usually getting something with the moonshine, but this is made with Michter's bourbon. It is called the Old Fashioned Elder. It does not have one large cube. It is actually pretty well balanced, though. I'm a little bit disappointed at the lack of one large cube, but it's a pretty solidly mixed old fashioned. Like, it tastes pretty good. She's stealing my old fashioned right now. She approves.
All right, so I discovered this shortly after we moved, and it was the first time that I really ever loved a drink with watermelon in it, and I'm really excited to see if it is still as good as it was. It's just a solid drink, although I do think that my new favorite watermelon beverage on property is over at Nomad Lounge, but this is still solid.
Okay, so we ended up getting 3 appetizers in addition to our entrees. I don't know how we're gonna possibly walk out of this restaurant, but the 3 appetizers we got to try new things, we got the fried pickles, which we've never gotten here before. We also got the deviled eggs, which we have had before, but then we got the hush puppies, which we've had a lot of times here before. And I'm gonna go with the fried pickle because I've never had it here. They are fried pickle spears, which I like. Dip it in a little bit of ranch. That is a solid fried pickle. That's fantastic.
I'm gonna dive into these. Oh wow. So this is a Hush Puppy. The sauce that I just dipped it in is a jalapeno jam. And oh my gosh, that is incredible. That's really good.
This is a Hush Puppy with pimento cheese. Ignore that. That is very good. I like how it has a little spice to it too. That's wonderful.
That leaves the deviled eggs for me. All right. So good. I do think mine might be a little bit better, but it's a solid, well-filled. Like, they are huge. Like, there's so much filling in these, and it's got a little spice to them. And the bacon on top is a really nice touch. Really good.
I got Art's famous fried chicken, and holy moly, it came with a lot. But let me try it. This chicken is incredible. It is, perfectly tender, juicy. It's not too crispy. It's very soft. Melts in your mouth. It's just amazing. The mashed potatoes, tried those too. Also fantastic. This is good.
I got the fried chicken and donuts, and it is wonderful. Donuts are like kind of a typical glazed donut, but like just a little more potent. I like it.
I got the skillet fried chicken paillard. It's basically like Art's spin on a chicken piccata. It sounded amazing. It's like really like thinly pounded and then hand breaded and fried with the sauce on top. All right, that chicken is cooked perfectly as well. The breading on the outside is just crispy enough. And then that sauce, it's got like lemons and garlic and capers in it. So good.
I got the fried chicken salad. I'm the only one that is watching their waistline at this table. Just kidding. It just sounded good, and I wanted to try the fried chicken, and I didn't want to get the same thing as Aiden, so I had to get something, because these two over here, Jennings got the fried chicken and donuts, and Aiden got just the fried chicken, so here I am. Salad. That is really solid. It's got a great base of lettuce under there. The dressing is pretty light. Very, very good. And that fried chicken, Aiden's right. It is unreal. Super, super good. Great topping on a salad. Okay. Where are we at?
I'm going to make some feeble attempt to get as much of this in my tummy as possible, and then we're going to finish this up at home.
All right, we are back.
Home.
And full.
I am so full. We also brought home 2 very large leftover containers. So Aiden's not gonna have to cook for like the whole rest of the week at school.
If you go to Chef Art Smith's and you walk out of there hungry, you have done something wrong.
Yes.
You need to try again. Like reset, go back in try again because you have failed in your experience of Chef Art Smith's Homecoming. All that to say, let's start at the top, ambiance and theming.
All right, so they have a really nice like indoor-outdoor space. There's even kind of like an outdoor space, but it is right there by the water, and it feels like it's outdoors, but it's kind of indoors. I don't know if that explains it well.
So they have an outdoor space that's all outdoors,
yeah.
And there's a whole separate bar out there, like a moonshine bar. Then they have the indoor restaurant, but then they have like a porch that kind of wraps around that's on the water, and that's what, I mean, it's kind of, it feels outdoor, but it's still indoor.
Yeah, I don't know. It's really nice. It's right there by that beautiful water there of the springs, and I like the decor in there. It feels just very comfortable and home, and like you're, just hanging out with a bunch of people.
Yeah, like just Southern restaurant.
Yeah.
I think the theming is pretty much on point. The ambiance, I kind of you might get a great table, it'd be fantastic. You might get a table that's not in the best location. In fact, they first tried to seat us between the bar and the kitchen and that banquette that's in front of the kitchen. So it was right, literally in the middle of everywhere. It was right next to a service station. And normally we don't say anything because we want the experience to play out and just see how we're treated. But I can't video there. Like it was not, because there was a bar here and then tables on 3 sides, and it was next to a service station. And I mean, just watching from where we eventually got set, it was like the busiest spot in the whole restaurant.
People were just passing by all the time.
So don't be afraid to ask for a different table if they're trying to seat you right there in the middle of all the traffic. So we did get set in a booth kind of towards the back. It was still loud back there. But like, your mileage may vary here. Like, you might have a great experience outside, you might have a great experience inside. You can also sit at the bar. So there's different types of seating and configurations, but I'm not sold on them all being great. So, I think it's definitely above average, but definitely not a 5 either.
Yeah. So we went with a 4 for ambiance and theming.
Let's talk service.
Yeah.
So we had a wonderful little waiter. He was fine. Like, he was super nice. He did refill our water several times. He was very low spoken, so like, I was inside, so he was out there, and then it was you and then me, and I couldn't hear a word that he was saying because it was kind of loud in there, and he was just very soft spoken.
Yeah, he was a little hard to hear, but he did accommodate everything that we asked. I mean, Aiden really liked the jalapeno jam that came with the hush puppies, and so he asked for more whenever like his chicken came, and he brought it to him. So, he was very accommodating. He did a great job. Nothing really like kind of crazy above and beyond. So we did a 3.5 for him.
All right, let's talk drinks. So this is interesting because they do have a pretty robust drink program. A lot of it centers around moonshine. So they've got different, you can actually get
we call it a sippy cup.
It's a refillable, kind of a squeeze bottle that has a straw, one of those flexi straws in it. You can get one of those, pay for that, get it filled up with some sort of moonshine beverage. They've got moonshine beverages. I think there's 5 of them. They're on tap, basically, so they're not made by a bartender. And you can get those refilled for a lesser price. I forget what the prices were. We've done it in the past. I think we still have one in there, actually, that we haven't taken to Disney Springs in years. But anytime you go to Disney Springs, you can get a discount on one of their moonshine beverages if you get it in that sippy cup. We did not do that, so we actually got 2 of their craft cocktails that are handmade by the bartender, which I think is the way to go. Not that the moonshine pre-mixed beverages are bad, but if I'm gonna try a beverage program, I really want to experience the beverage program that they are making. My old fashioned did not come with 1 large cube. It was pretty well balanced. Like, it had some good flavors, and the sweetness and the alcohol and the bitters, they all played well with each other. I really can't get past not having 1 large cube though. Like, if, in my personal opinion, if you're gonna have an old fashioned on your menu, I get it if you don't have an old fashioned on your craft cocktail menu and I just ask for an old fashioned, like, you gotta make do with what you're doing. But if you have an old fashioned as one of your craft cocktails and you're not serving it with 1 large cube, like, it's definitely not even close to a 5. Like, I don't think I can get it above a 4. But for me, this one was probably a 3.5, maybe closing on a 4. It was well balanced, but not the best old fashioned on property by any means.
I got the moonshine mash, which was my first introduction of my love of watermelon flavored drinks, which I did not know that was going to happen whenever I first tried this drink, and I just loved it. And so anyway, since then, I have really fallen in love with the watermelon drink over at Nomad Lounge, and so that tops this one for sure. But this one is still a really solid cocktail. So it's got a watermelon infused moonshine, and there is a chunk of watermelon in there. It's really pretty good and refreshing. So mine was probably more of a 4. So we settled, because his was almost a 4, we settled on a 4 for drinks.
All right, let's talk food. The quintessential thing to get at Chef Art Smith's Homecomin is the fried chicken. Whether you're going for brunch, lunch, or dinner, get the fried chicken. So we all took that advice and we got 4 variations of fried chicken. So Aiden and Jennings, they got what they normally get. In fact, I think they got this on the brunch review because they have fried chicken and then fried chicken and donuts as 2 separate meals on the brunch entree. So apologies for that, but it's a must. Like, you have to get them. So if you're going to Chef Art Smith's, somebody in your party has to get the fried chicken. It's done really, really well. It's always done really, really well. I got the fried chicken that was chopped up on a salad. Actually very, very good. Yeah,
and I got it was like a skillet fried chicken paillard, and it's what I think I mentioned in the pre-video, and it's like Art's take on a piccata. So it was like pounded down chicken, and then it was hand breaded and fried. And so it had that just like perfect layer of crispiness, and then the inside was like so perfectly cooked, not dry at all. And then it had this sauce on it that was like a lemon garlicky caper sauce with tomatoes. Oh my gosh. it might be my new favorite thing there. It was so fantastic. It came with some really yummy potatoes and some really yummy asparagus that I had no room for. I took like a bite of each and said, yeah, those are great, but I'm gonna save my room for the chicken. It was so good.
So we also got 3 appetizers, which were not necessary at all because again, we came home with 2 meals of fried chicken, but we wanted to try some things and show them to you. So the first review, we had the fried green tomatoes, so we did not want to get those. So we ended up getting the hush puppies, the fried pickles, which I'd never had there before.
Yeah.
We've gotten the hush puppies quite a bit, but the fried pickles are new to me, and those were fantastic.
They were good.
And then the deviled eggs, which we've had there before, but not too often. Deviled eggs, honestly, those were my least favorite. Those were probably straight up 3. Your deviled eggs are better that you make here at home. So nothing to write home about they weren't bad, so they're not below a 3, but they're definitely not above a 3. I've had much better deviled eggs.
They're not my level.
They're not, seriously, they're not your level. The fried pickles, real super good. Like probably 4.5 maybe. I mean, they were really, really good.
Yeah.
And then, man, those hush puppies.
Oh. And those hush puppies, they come with like that jalapeno jam and then like a pimento cheese, which both were fantastic. Oh man, they are so good. So we kind of felt like food probably wasn't all the way at a 5, although it's pretty darn close.
It's close.
So we went with a 4.5 on food.
Yeah. I think my salad was, the fried chicken on it was great, but other than that, it's just a basic salad. And then, I
think my meal was a 5.
Your meal is a 5. I bet the boys would probably say theirs was a 5. But like the deviled eggs, those are probably a 3, and the hush puppies were probably 4.5, 5. The fried pickles are about 4.5. So yeah, I think 4.5 is pretty solid.
Yeah.
Right on. So if you add all of that up and you divide by 4, it is a 4.0 out of 5. Which again, if you know our rating scale, anything that gets a 4 or above, we will definitely be back for more. And we go here fairly often.
When we can.
We can. We just don't record dining reviews every time we go. So we wanted to bring you an updated dining review over 3 years later and show you what it is like for a lunch/dinner menu. And it's still fantastic.
Yes, definitely worth the reservation for sure.
And by the way, brunch is very, very hard to get. Dinners are less so. So I just got this reservation 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Now it was an early dinner, so we ate at 4:30, but you could also get reservations at like 8 p.m. and after. So the prime dinner time does go a little bit faster, but not impossible to get.
Yeah. All right. Well, if you are liking these videos, please hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss the next one.
And we will see you on the next video.